to the point. She said, "Why don't you tell them that just because I'm a little different does not mean I should not have the right to play with my team? Tell them it's not fair." I told her I would keep trying for her, but it may take a while. She's a tremendous athlete and even more wonderful kid. You will never find someone who met her to say otherwise. Your decision has taken away a piece of her heart and her parents, and I'm respectfully asking for you to restore it. Please let her play girls travel soccer presently, or let me know what reasonable steps we must take for you to change your position.
We're going to work our hardest. We're going to fight for this. We're going to make them change their minds.
We promised her that we would do everything we could to help have policies changed so that children like Jazz everywhere should never have to go through what Jazz has gone through.
Every day, Dad and her are trying their best to make me happy and make me get to play soccer with the girls.
The audience loves her.
There are many people with sad stories.
It was a really difficult time for me inside that boys' locker room, having to get undressed, and I was always either the first one in or the last one out.
Next, only on OWN.
Mom, I'm right in here. Can you, help me? Because I don't know what you want me to wear tonight.
We're getting dressed in our nicer attire. We're going to sit on a panel at a university, and we'll answer questions from the students, and sometimes it's interactive. We get into small groups. It just depends on how it goes.
My mom and I are going to go up and share my story, and we're going to talk about all the problems and all the happy things that are occurring.
Mom? Yeah. Is it good? That's really cute. I like that. Okay. Do you want to do anything with your hair? For 6 years, I've been going out and speaking to graduate students, undergraduate students, medical students, getting through there and teaching them, and they really don't know about this. So when Jazz was older, maybe she was 8 or 9, I said, "Do you want to come to one of these with me?" And she just took to it. She really loves to answer the questions, and it's better to hear it from her than from me.
On Tuesday, Lakeview, and this panel is going to be where we're learning about some issues around gender variance and transgender issues.
I'm Jazz, a transgender child. I'm turning 11 this week, like my mom said, and I just love my life, and I love my mom.
The audience loves her. She's charming, and she's got charisma, and she's so cute. And they take to her.
My name is Dawn, transgender, male to female. I've been living full-time for almost 20 years. On hormones, no operation yet, but I'm hoping to fix that very soon. I work a job as a controller, financial controller, in a company that has more than 100 men in it. And they saw me for 14 years, looking like with a masculine presentation, and now they've seen me with the feminine presentation.
Every chance I got, I would take my allowance and I would take it to one of the men's stores in the local shopping center, and I would buy men's clothes, and I would be going home dressing in 3-piece suits.
About 12 years old when I was in junior high, going into the boys' locker room, feeling like I was a girl. It was a really difficult time for me inside that boys' locker room, having to get undressed, and I was always either the first one in or the last one out. I used to shave my legs at 12 years old and do very feminine things, and I'd keep it in secret, and I would do this in the middle of the night when my parents were sleeping.
There are many people with sad stories, and where they go through things like getting beat up or maybe discriminated, and they don't have the support, so they're by themselves. I'm just so thankful. I'm a very lucky girl.
My question for Jazz is for Bob. Are you going to be taking hormones, so that you don't get any masculine features?
We're going to the doctor tomorrow, and we're gonna learn about that and when I'm gonna take hormones.
People often think that we have encouraged this, that we pushed her in this direction, and this is absolutely not true. Who would want their child to be transgender? Who would want their child to have gender identity disorder and be like, oh, how cute? I mean, this is a serious thing. I know kids that tried to commit suicide at age 6. And why would you want to do anything like that? So, no, I didn't encourage her, but I certainly wasn't going to make her feel bad about herself.
We're not trying to be controversial. We're just trying to do what's best for Jazz.
Well, she doesn't want to have any secondary male characteristics. She doesn't want to look like a guy or have a beard, mustache.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to explore options to, excuse me?
What did you say? I want boobs. I love inspiring people when I go in the panels, and I love when they say that I'm doing the right thing.
I envy you, Jazz, because you were starting young. I knew when I was your age too. You were not going to go through what me and most any panel member that you're ever going to run into has gone through. You're going to live your life fully as a female like you should be. And that is a huge advantage.
Whenever I've spoken to transgender people that have gone through puberty of their biological sex, they have gone through a lot of like sadness and they just are generally sometimes don't seem as happy as someone who wouldn't have gone through that. And I think Jazz is going to grow up a lot happier.
Mind about it. I have to be one step ahead of the game because puberty, you have one shot at going through it. The voices change, the beard, height, within a year. You can have a completely different person, and I can't let that happen to her.
I hope for the future that she can be happy and we can all make her happy and make her feel important and that she still continues to not care what people think and just be herself.
You are amazing. Don't ever quit. Okay. Okay, and I'll trade you my boots for your hair.
You heard. If I could have done it, I wish I could have stopped puberty. And there's such pain. You can hear the pain behind having to go through the puberty that they didn't want. And it just confirms that if we do decide to block puberty, it's because I don't want her to have to feel the pain. And she shouldn't have to if there's a way to avoid that. No child should have to feel that pain,
The best part about being Jazz is the experience of being transgender and all the things that have happened. Like, I wouldn't be here right now if I weren't transgender.
We're going to get a better understanding of what's next for Jazz's medical treatment.
I'm feeling very apprehensive, a little on edge. This is a big step. Well, let's do the exam today, and then we'll talk based on that.
Your boss could walk in your shoes. Presidents of major companies go in disguise to work on the front lines.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's an aha moment.
Sunday, December 4th, catch an episode of the show We're Changing Jobs.
Did you think he had potential?
No.
Changes lives.
I'd like to pay for your college.
Thank you so much.
Undercover Boss, Sunday, December 4th, 8/7 Central. Only on OWN.
Well, we're at the pediatric endocrinologists, and we're going to get a better understanding of what's next for Jazz's medical treatment. I'm coming in with the idea that I want to learn as much as possible so that we can make the right decision for Jazz.
I'm feeling very apprehensive, a little on edge. This is a big step.
Good. Hello. Hi, how are you? Good to see you again. Look how great you look.
I can't believe it's been a year.
Why don't you have a seat up there, and then Dad can have a seat next to Mom. And have we started to see any signs of puberty? Any body odor or hair?
Keith?
A little bit,
A little bit.
When do you think that started?
like yesterday.
Just in time for the visit.
Stage 11 again.
This visit was kind of to discuss, if she was in puberty, what kind of recommendations would be. And last year she still wasn't, so we're going to examine her today and take a look and then kind of discuss, based on what we see today, what future decisions we're going to make.
Well, let's do the exam today, and then we'll talk based on that.
Okay.
What today we're going to be looking at specifically is if Jazz has started any changes, and what we look at in boys is testicular size. So these are beads that a lot of pediatric endocrinologists use, and they're correlated with Tanner stages. So Tanner stage 1 means that you haven't started any puberty. This is the first stage of puberty, and this is adult testicular size. So you can see that once you start, it does take a couple of years for you to reach the end, and the changes that especially moms correlate with puberty, meaning a lot of hair on the arms, the legs, or voice changes really don't happen until you've been in puberty for at least 2 years. So the exam basically shows that she's in puberty, and she's at a Tanner stage 2. You're not going to see a lot of the physical changes until at least 6 months to a year from now, but we have the option of either allowing those changes to happen and see if there's any changes as far as does she want to pursue that or not, or we can decide we don't want to have it happen and we can stop it with some of the treatments that we talked about last year. Do you feel uncomfortable with what's happening with your body?
Not yet. But right now I feel comfortable. Like I don't see much change.
How would you feel if you did see more changes down the road?
Then I definitely feel uncomfortable.
So you want to pursue the treatment to stop it as well?
Yes.
Okay. Once you suppress the axis, you usually see changes within 2 to 3 months, which whatever you had before, whether you had hair or testicular enlargement, you see regression of that. We still have time to decide if we want to stop it or not, but if you kind of continue to let it happen and those changes